Hi Chelsea fans, Chels Daft here with another of the Chelsea news and Chelsea transfer news videos. There's so much content to feature today, so make sure you stay tuned right through to the end of the video. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome along. Come and have a look at what over 12,000 people are doing by subscribing. And yeah, just hopefully you enjoy the content. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So first up is an opinion piece on Chelsea's current squad. Now I did a video about is our squad good enough and are we title challengers on the channel a couple of days back, so make sure you have a look through and check that out. But it's a particular comment that's come from the ex-Liverpool player and Sky pundit Jamie Carragher, and he believes that Chelsea's squad is just as good as Man City's and Liverpool's this season. He said in these early stages of the season, it looks like they've recruited really well. You can make an argument that it's as strong a squad as anyone in the Premier League. You can maybe argue, or I think it's a fact, that Liverpool and Man City have a strong 11, but in terms of backup players right now, the other teams getting injuries, certainly Liverpool, Chelsea's strength for squad is absolutely fantastic, and it doesn't feel like the team will be weakened too much, no matter who was playing. Now, I sort of thinking that, and that all sort of stemmed from the way we played against Sevilla last week when we beat them 4-0 with the so-called reserve team. Okay, there was two first teamers in Kai Havertz and Mendy playing, but 9 players were drafted in who did not start the game against Spurs in the Premier League. I think we've got a great squad, so I'm asking you guys, how strong do you think our squad is? Post your comments in the comment section below, and do you think that we're up there and we will be challenging for the title this season? Second opinion piece comes from Manuel Neuer and Rio Ferdinand talking of Edouard Mendy and the impact he's made at Chelsea since his move from Rennes. Signed for a fee of around 22-25 million, Mendy has come in and made that first team position his own, and Kepa Arrizabalaga has asked to settle for a place on the bench. He's impressed everyone at Chelsea, he's impressed the fans, and he's impressed Manuel Neuer. And Manuel Neuer, the Bayern Munich goalkeeper, said this: "There's a lot of world-class goalkeepers right now. For example, Edouard Mendy, who moved from Rennes to Chelsea. He's a player we only saw in League One, who joined a big club and has immediately been successful. It's great to see that. Overall, I'm happy to see so many good goalkeepers because we're a brotherhood." And then Rio Ferdinand was also given his opinion and said, "We've watched him here against Palace here in the season, and I think it was his first game, and he was very assured. He's a huge size, a great specimen, but the guy makes saves. He makes important saves at important times. He made a couple of mistakes at Old Trafford with his feet, but it didn't affect him. It didn't appear to drop any confidence. The guy looks as though he's come here to say, look, I'm here to make saves." High praise for Mendy, who's come in and made that position his own. What do you guys think of Edouard Mendy? Post in the comments section below. So next up is Olivier Giroud, and it's more quotes coming from Didier Deschamps. Now, as we know, Didier Deschamps was complaining about the fact that Olivier Giroud wasn't playing games, he wasn't getting the game time, and he was in danger of missing out in the Euros at the end of the season. To which Olivier Giroud was linked with a move away, and that still continues despite the fact he's been playing more and more recently. 5 goals in 2 games that we saw. He's been outstanding. But Didier Deschamps has now been keen to send a message to Frank Lampard to say, please don't play him every single game 3 times a week. Deschamps has said this: "We often talk about Olivier and he's often criticised. A lot of things that are said about him are unfair, and he's had this strength of character. When we call on him, he scores, and when he doesn't score, he's still useful. It's much happier time for him. Good for him. It was not the case when he came in selection. What other people say, everyone's free to think what they want. Just look at the number of goals he's scored. I'm happy for him and I'm hoping it can last. If Lampard decides to play him 3 days a week, that's not ideal either. The happy medium is good, that he takes advantage of this ideal period for him. He's one of the very best attackers at international level. Giroud's done fantastic, as he normally does when he gets a run of games, and he just proves how important he is in the first team squad. Just how important is Giroud going to be now over this busy period at Christmas, especially with Kai Havertz and Callum Hudson-Odoi being out for a couple of weeks. You're going to see Timo Werner adopted more as a winger. And based on last night's performance where Tammy sort of struggled to make an impact against a low defensive line and midfielders holding in front of him, Giroud could be the answer. What do you guys think? Giroud or Tammy Abraham at the moment? I think you're going to have to go Giroud. Post your comments, comment section below. Now to Kai Havertz, and Frank Lampard believes that he's got all the attributes and the attitude to become a top player for the league and in the world. Kai Havertz has sort of struggled since he's come back from COVID, and Frank Lampard's message was the fact that he did really suffer with COVID. He had a lot of symptoms and he was ill, but he's managed to get through it. He isolated and he's back involved, and he's been playing sort of an hour or so here and there. But Frank believes long term Kai Havertz will be world class. He said this: long term, I've got no concerns. In fact, I feel quite the opposite. He's going to be a huge player for this football club in the Premier League and has all the attributes and attitude to be an absolutely top-class player for the league and in the world. That's how highly I rate him. And I think people that analyse him, it can be quick reactions at times involving price tags and so on. But I think we have to understand that some of the best players that have come to this country have found it quite hard for some time to get used to the Premier League. And I think Kai has actually been very good. COVID made it difficult for him, but he's a top player and will be a top player for us. I think Kai Havertz has sort of struggled being in and out of the team and also playing different positions. Like, for example, he was asked to do a job on the right-hand side yesterday in a makeshift 11, knowing that we'd already qualified for the Champions League next round, and it was pretty much a dead rubber. But he just needs to find his position, and hopefully that will be as a number 8, one of these box-to-boxes in the midfield 3 of our 4-3-3 formation. At the moment, though, you'd have to say that Mason Mount, Kovacic and Conte are the first choice, and Kai Havertz has got to do a job to get back in. Surely he's going to have his chances. The amount of games we've got and the rotation that's going to be required, he'll have plenty of chances, and hopefully he begins to grow and to show exactly why Chelsea paid the record figure they did for him. What do you think of Kai Havertz so far? What do you think he's capable of in the future in a Chelsea shirt? Put your comments in the comments section below. So transfer news now, and an update on David Alaba, who rejected a contract from Bayern Munich. Since then, rumour is that they've taken it off the table, and he's been offered to the Premier League. But it's been revealed there are certain terms and conditions for Chelsea to get a deal over the line. For instance, he's valued at over £60 million, not euros, pounds, for a possible move in the summer. Not only that, but he's going to need to be paid a big wage to convince him to come to Chelsea, a sizable signing on fee, and also a significant fee for his agent. It could turn into quite a figure, if you can imagine, on just one single player. Alaba is world class, as we know, left back or centre back. He's proven himself at Bayern over the decade. He's looking for a change, and will Chelsea entertain the idea of paying that big money as a whole package for David Alaba? We'll have to wait and see. What do you think of Alaba to Chelsea? Think there's any credibility in the reports? Put your comments in the comment section below. So as we approach the transfer window, the Declan Rice to Chelsea story is emerging once again. And the reports state today that Chelsea are looking to sell 2 players to fund a move for Declan Rice. Because as we know, West Ham are not going to budge for anything less than 80 to 90 million in the winter, in January. Are Chelsea going to do this? Is there any real substance in this? They're talking about the fact that somebody like Toni Rudiger could go, Kepa could also go and be sold. Will it be as early as January? I guess we'll have to wait and see, but it's clear that Rice remains a target, whether that's long term or short term, and we have to see what's going to happen. But Declan Rice to Chelsea, it's going to cost a lot of money, but as we know, come January, players are probably going to move on loan. Kepa being one of them, Tomori being another one, and the third player being linked with a loan move or a permanent move away, mentioned a short time ago, is Toni Rudiger. And there's reports that have come out today claiming that Chelsea have set a price tag on Toni Rudiger's head of 18 million euros, just 18 million euros. And there's a whole host of European clubs interested. Tottenham are reportedly interested to take him on loan, but it's believed that Juventus and AC Milan are looking at permanent options instead. It's clear that Rudiger wants to play week in, week out, and he's not going to get that currently at Chelsea. The main first team, the 2 centre-backs, is Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma, have been playing really, really well, and he can't force his way in. With the Euros coming up in the summer, he wants to be playing. Like many people around the Premier League and in Europe are going to be looking for moves if they're not playing regular because of the Euros coming up. What do you think about Toni Rudiger? Or do you think out of the 5 centre-backs we've currently got that he will be the one that Chelsea will let go? Bearing in mind it looks as though Tomori is going to go on loan in January as well. If you ask me, I would keep Tomori. I would sell Rudiger because I think long-term Tomori gives you more of an option. What do you guys think of Rudiger and of Declan Rice? Post your comments in the comment section below. That's it from me, guys. Today, Wednesday, the 9th of December. Plenty of Chelsea news, plenty of transfer rumours and reports. Let me know what you think of the video in the comment section below. Drop a like on the video as well if you like it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And when you do that, make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss when my videos come out. Take a look around the channel at the other videos. Obviously, the live commentary videos that I do on a match day and the other general news videos or just opinion pieces to get you thinking, and hopefully you enjoy them. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, really appreciate it. Like, comment and subscribe. See you all tomorrow.